All right, so I don't know exactly what they meant by, because if what I think is true, then the width of the inner cylinder is a ½ inch. All right, so maybe they're talking about just a really small piece of cord or something that they're trying to insulate. I don't really know. All right, so if I were looking at that, what? Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't see it there. So in my opinion here, the amount of insulation is just the volume of the two cylinders subtracted, correct? So what I was hoping you would say, despite the picture being a little, unsure, I believe that the outer diameter, no, that can't be right actually. Oh yeah, the inner one. The inner radius is 0.25. All right, I think the inner radius is 0.25 inches. And I think they're just like insulating a wire or something. Maybe that's what they're trying to say. All right, so they want to wrap. So does everybody agree it would be pi capital R squared H minus pi lowercase r squared capital H? Everybody good with that? Anybody? And so the large radius would be what? What's the large radius? Come on. Yay. If you said 0.75, I think you're correct, right? Because it's this extra 0.5, right, that they're referring to. So if the small radius is 0.25, then the large radius would be 0.75. So pi times, and I'm just going to do 3/4 squared times, well, 5.5 is what? 11/2. I just think fractions are better. Minus pi. The radius of the small one was what? Yeah, or 1/4 squared times 11/2. Everybody okay with that? So now do the calculation on your calculator real quick and tell me what fraction. And then I know pi is the answer. $88/16. Is it 11 halves? What is it? Math, enter. What did you say it was? 8? We're not doing the pi though. We'll leave it in terms of pi. Right? How much? Math, enter, right? Leave it as a fraction. 11/4. And then we would say cubic inches. Now again, that's just good practice on your calculator, guys. That's good practice on your calculator. All right, if you don't know how to use your calculator, you're messing things up, you need to let me know. Anybody have any issues? Any issues? All right. What else did I say? I don't even remember now, guys. Sorry. 35? Oh, yeah. Let's do 35. I think that's a good one. Soil scientist wants to determine the bulk density of potting soil to assess how well a specific plant will grow in it. The density of the soil sample is in the ratio of its weight to its volume. So density is weight to volume. And of course, that's a true fact. If the weight of a container with the soil is 20 pounds and the weight of the container alone is 5 pounds, what is the bulk's density? The weight of the container is 20, right? So I'm assuming we're trying to find this guy right here, right? So we have to find that volume, right? And the weight of the container is 5 pounds. Then that means the weight of the soil is what? 15, right? So we should have been able to just say, well, that's not that hard. 15 divided by the volume. Do I agree? And so our volume is equal to pi r squared times h. Volume equals pi. What's the radius? 10 squared times the height, which is 25. So everybody's going to say that's just what? 2,500 pi. So 15 divided by 2,500 pi would be the density. Is everybody good? All right, so let's try B. It says, assuming that all other factors are favorable, how well should a plant grow in this soil if the bulk density is 0.0018 pound per square inch is desirable for root growth? Well, is it going to work? Well, let's see what is this approximately? 0.0019. Anybody else get that? All right, so that's pretty close, right? Everybody okay with that? All right. What? Uh-oh, that's a big difference. 0.0188. Now that would not be good. So that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make sure and trying to establish whether or not you know how to use your calculator. That's all I'm asking. All right. Everybody's got to be doing this on your calculator. All right. I'm saying 15 divided by 2,500 pi. Now, that shouldn't be that big of a deal, but look, you can type it in as 15 divided by 2,500 divided by pi. You could do 15 divided by parentheses 2,500 pi, but you cannot do 15 divided by 2,500 pi. Why not? What's it going to do? Yeah, it'll multiply by pi because that's what you told it to do, multiply by pi. It will do the order of operation. So now I'm asking you, did you do it correctly on the calculator? You need to know that. So what is the correct answer? So this is the right answer? Right, so that's why I'm saying it's a good mistake right there. All right, that's a common mistake that's on most standardized tests is they know kids can use calculators, so they put the problems on the calculator. So if you don't know how to use a calculator, you get the wrong answer. And that's a prime example of that right there. All right, so is everybody comfortable with the mistake there? All right, that was a good mistake if you made it. But now you learned something. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, let's figure out what C is. It says, if a bag of soil holds 2.5 cubic feet, what is the weight in pounds? So how much did our bag weigh over here? And then say 15 pounds, right? You agree? And wow. So that's kind of tricky too, because we have it measured in what? Cubic inches, correct? All right, so let's try to, let's do a good job on this one. All right, so listen to me now. So this over here now, I need some help. This is inches cubed, but we want in what? Cubic feet. 2.5 cubic feet. So now I don't feel like converting. I want somebody to tell me how many cubic feet Or how many cubic inches in a cubic foot? I knew you guys were going to say that. Stop. It was that easy. Come on. Seriously? Not even close. 12 was really bad. 144 is almost. 1,728 cubic inches. Come on now, that's embarrassing. Cubic inches is 1 cubic foot. Now, how is that, please? 12 cubed. A cubic foot is 12 inches by 12 inches by 12 inches. Come on now. Think about what we just said now. Visualize, you got a cubic foot, right? It measures 1 by 1 by 1, so that's 1 cubic foot. A foot is 12 inches, so that's 12 by 12 by 12. Is everybody agreeing with me? All right, so hopefully you guys are awake now. All right, does anybody have any questions about that? All right, come on now. I want everybody to understand the difference between a cubic foot, a cubic inch, all right, an inch, a square inch, a cubic inch. You need to know all that. Yes. Well, how many inches in a foot? True. So again, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind. I really want to answer the questions. All right, if you're not sure about something like how to use the calculator, let's go ahead and figure that out. So again, just to make sure I'm not crazy, copy, paste, here we go. All right, just to make sure everybody's seeing this, this represents a cubic foot, right? Is everybody with me on that? And how do I know it's a cubic foot? Because it's a cube that has dimensions 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. And so 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So there's a 1,728 little tiny cubic inches in that cubic foot. All right, which most people are going, that doesn't seem right, but it is correct. All right, does anybody agree with that? All right, so now we have 2,500 pi cubic inches. All right, so tell me what 2,500 pi is. Right, so that would be cubic inches, correct? So now how do I fit? Now, come on now. Everybody should have that on the calculator. Not just Evan, everyone. Now, everyone should be able to tell me if I have that many cubic inches, I have how many cubic feet? All right, I'm feeling better now. So you're telling me 4 point what? Yeah, whatever's on your calculator, 4.545, and that would be cubic feet, correct? And what does it say? If the bag of soil has 2.5 cubic feet, what is its weight? All right, well, we said that, all right, I'm writing this over here, so see if you're following along. 4.54 cubic feet is the same as how much? 15 pounds, correct? Does everybody agree with that? And we want to know how much in what? In 2.5 cubes. So 2.5 over x. Yeah, just a proportion. Tell me. Now, help him out. Make sure he's correct. Everyone. Is that right? 8.25. Somebody said 8.251 pounds. Yeah, no, I believe you. I'm saying I need confirmation. I know you're always right. You know, I'm not doubting you. Trust me. You're brilliant. All right. I'm just making sure everyone else is on track. All right. And again, I don't understand why you just sit there. You got calculators. Figure it out. If you're confused, you're not sure what we're doing, just feel free, speak up and say, man, I'm lost here. Everybody knows that. That's a really good problem. What? Okay, so do you agree that there were, and that's a great question. Do you agree there were that many cubic inches? Now the problem is the pi, correct? So now on your calculator, just do 2,500 pi. And that will tell me how many cubic inches, right? You agree with that? Then we said in this statement right here, there are 1,728 cubic inches in every foot, cubic foot. You with me? So then we divided, and then we were able to set up the proportion. All right, listen, if you understand that, that's really good. All right, that's really actually very hard. All right. So that was a great question. What else now? What else did I leave behind? I know I asked you, but these questions up here that I assigned were easy, right? Yeah, that's not a big deal. Did anybody else have any questions? 10, 12, that's easy stuff, right? That's just plug a number into the formula. Everybody should be able to do that. The ones I went over, the ones that were hard. All right, caused some issue. All right. So again, I think back to this number 23. I think I just didn't picture a cylinder being so small. And then I said, well, it could be just a cord that you have to insulate cords, right? There's insulation there because there's electricity running through it, right? All right. So I think that's what they're discussing. All right. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions or concerns with this? All right. So this is volume of a prism, and everybody should be able to tell me simply the volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height. And it is completely dependent upon the shape of the what? The base. So if you can find the formula for the base, you can find the formula for volume of any figure. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into volume of a pyramid, which I posted, right? You guys are up on that? 11-3. All right, volume of a pyramid. So does anybody remember from their pre-algebra days? And trust me, all right, I'm doing this in my pre-algebra class. All right. Does anybody remember what's the volume of a pyramid? Don't look it up and tell me you're brilliant. You're supposed to remember it. Say it again. Base times height divided by 2. I wish I could call you brilliant. That's incorrect. But it is
Length times width times height divided by 3.
length times width times height divided by 3. Absolutely incorrect. Oh, no, I'm not talking to you. Go. Divided by what? Divided by 3, actually. All right. It's actually divided by 3. Now, again, how I kind of remembered it was 3. I know it's kind of silly, but this is how I remembered it. All right. If you were, this is a cone here. If you were to draw the base of this, and like I said, I'm going to take this base and I'm going to move it up here. And then I'm going to create the cylinder. And then it was easy for my eyes to see that if I were to cut out this, I would be cutting out what? 1/3 of the volume. And then if I was cutting out this piece over here, I'd be cutting out another what? 1/3. So how much remained? 1/3. You cut 2/3. All right. So I know that's kind of silly, but that's how I remembered it. All right. So again, once you understand every pyramid, all right, the volume is simply 1/3 the area of the base times the height. 1/3 area base times height. Very simple, very straightforward. All right. So with that little bit of information, all right, for whatever reason, they decided to go easy on you on the pyramid or on the prisms, and it's much more difficult on the what? Pyramids. All right. I'm not exactly sure why they wanted to do it more difficult, but number 1 is easy, but why is number 2 hard? Right. It's a pentagonal pyramid. All right. So we have to calculate the area of the base. All right. We have to calculate the area of the base where they yesterday gave us the area of the base. All right. If it was an odd shape. although the base and the height are given on the Pentagon, it's not that hard to calculate. But let's see if you understand what I mean. So number one, we would just say volume equals 1/3. Now, what I like to do is I like to say little b, little h. Well, actually, after the 1/3, I should put what next? 1/2 BH and then capital H. It looks confusing, right? So for my geometry kids, I say, please just find the area of the base first, right? Then multiply by the height and then divide it by 3. All right, but for us, you guys can see that. So volume equals 1/6 times 9 times 5 times 10. Anybody have any issue with that? And so now my volume is how much? 75 inches cubed. Everybody good with that? All right, so let's look at number 2 real quick. Volume equals 1/3. So now how do I find the area of the base? 5 times 1/2 times, which is 4.4 times 12. All right. So now, for those of you guys who are not sure, this right here represents the area of the what? The base. That's the Pentagon. Is everybody familiar with that? That's going back to the last chapter now. You had to remember to find the area of a polygon. All right, you divide it into triangles. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, so calculate the volume. Volume equals how much? 132 centimeters cubed. Anybody else get 132? Come on now, do the calculations yourself. All right, 132. I'm happy with that. Is that good? Okay, so now a rectangular pyramid with a height of 5.2, base 8, and 4.5. All right, so again, V equals 1/3. 5.2 times 8 times 4.5. So volume equals, help me. Thank you. 62.4 meters cubed. I'm agreeing that's easy. All right, so number 4. V equals, go ahead. No. I want the formula. V equals 1/3. Now what numbers am I using? What? 14 times, yeah, 8 times 8. And so volume is, yeah, I want it as a fraction. 896 over 3, and then we would say meters cubed. All right, so now on number 5, it's just a cone, and the cone, the base is a what? So we're going to say what? V equals 1/3 times pi times, what's the radius? 7 over 2 squared. What's the height? 4. All right, so my volume, in fact, 49 thirds pi. Am I get 49 thirds pi? Inches cubed. Remember, you do the calculations. You got the calculator right there in front of you. Anybody have any issues? I got 49 thirds, but I could be wrong. 49 thirds. All right. 49 thirds pi. Remember, leave in terms of pi. Okay, so now we have an issue on question number 6. And if you need me to slow down or you need to ask a question, don't be shy. Don't sit there and not know something. It's really easy. What's the problem with number 6? So what do I have to use? Yes. So what are we using here? Tangent of what is equal to what? Wow, you guys, that's pretty impressive, honestly. So x is equal to, not equal to, but we're going to say approximately what? Thank you, which is approximately what? Yeah, and then that's going to be centimeters, and x is actually the radius, correct? All right, so now we're going to this. Now, listen, guys, this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is an irrational number. All right, so again, leaving it in terms of pi is also an irrational number. Does everybody agree with that? All right, what's the matter? I want you to do 11.5 tangent 18 and see if that's good. Because I'm solving for x. Good question. Come on, look up. Multiply both sides by 11.5. You agree with that? All right. So now I want volume equals 1/3 pi times my answer squared times what? 11.5. All right. Now let's just go ahead and keep it in terms of pi. But it's going to be an approximation anyway. So volume is roughly 5 to 1 pi. And then we would say how many? Centimeters cubed. 53.521 pi centimeters cubed. I'm good with that. So what did I say oblique meant? Yeah, not perpendicular. So it's on a slant. Does that change the formula? No. What's the matter? Tell me, Bo. Come on, speak up. Did you get that? 53.521.
I didn't get that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Say it again. Okay, so again, that's just a matter of, if I'm not mistaken, of did you type in the original, did you round it to 3.737? You with me? All right. I say don't round until the very end. You should be using your calculator's stored answer. All right. Is everybody okay with that? Okay, so an oblique just means it's tilted, but it doesn't change. All right, the formula. So the height is 10.5, the radius is 1.6. So V is equal to 1/3 pi times the radius, which is 1.6 squared times 10.5. All right, so help me out, guys. Volume equals, math, enter. I like fractions. 224 over what? 25 pi, and we would say millimeters cubed. All right, I see most of you using your calculator, so that's good. All right, Sam, help me. Math, enter. I need to type it in as a fraction. Yeah, so yeah, we want to leave it in terms of pi. right? You probably got the right answer, but like they said, you went ahead and multiplied it by pi. So if you want to go backwards, just divide it by pi, and that'll tell you what the fraction is, I think. Okay. Uh-oh. Now, number 8, it says a cone has a slant height of 25 with a radius of 15. So say that again. Who said that? How did you know that? 3, 4, 5 triangle. That is brilliant. Height equals 20. I don't feel so bad anymore. Thank you. I did teach you something. All right. Can I see how we got 20 so quickly? 25 is the hypotenuse. All right, 15 is the radius. I need the height of the cone. That's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Very nice. All right, so now let's calculate the volume of number 8 quickly. The volume of number 8. Say that again. Right. Brilliant. Right. Anybody have any other issues with that? Bo? What's the problem? They're going too fast? Oh, okay. Okay. We're all sorry about that too, okay? We're sorry, Drew. All right, one day. One day. All right. All right, I don't care about number 9. All right. Here we go. Let's do 13, exact. I want exact volume for number 13. Exact volume for 13. Drew, come on, you can do it. Come on, Drew.
Drew gets this right. No.
Well, I wouldn't.
Maybe gradient, right?
No, that's not the deal. Yeah, that would be the whole thing. Very good. Bo, we're waiting on your response.
I don't know. Okay, I'll do it.
You might be. We're not. Karina, good. What'd you get? Karina. What is it? I think it's like. That's not going to get the job done, Bo.
I got straight up 6. I got 16
Uh-oh, who's got it? I want the exact answer. Mr. Udaly, are you hearing me? Watson, what did you get? Oh, I'm ready. Is not the answer. Okay, find the height. You do that. What are you talking about? The height is 7.5.
We're missing a number.
No, we're not. You might be. We're not.
135. 135.
Volume is 270 radical 3 centimeters cubed. I am definitely not saying that is correct.
135.
Uh-oh, I have a 135 radical 3.
I got 45.
Drew, we're not?
I got 135. I got 37. 135.
All right, here we go. I don't know. I didn't do anything yet.
I got 270 radical 3 centimeters.
No one's believing you. Volume. Volume, 1/3 the area of the base times how many triangles? 6 times 1/2 times 6 times 3 radical 3. Come on, that wasn't that hard. So this is the area of the base times the height, which is what? 7.5. What is the problem? Now multiply all that out and someone tell me. Six times 7.5. That's 1545 times 3. 135, radical 3. Anybody who said 135 radical 3, you can pat yourself on the back. And since Drew did not get the problem correct, we are having homework. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez. All right. So get rid of that. All right. So here we go. Formulas are so simple. 10, 11, 12. Okay, so now here's what we were talking about here. Number 14, how easy is that? Because why? They give you the area of the base. So it's just 1/3 times 7 times 590. We don't have to do that one. You're welcome.
If we do, we don't have home.
Okay, here we go. Let's do some other fun things. Yeah, here we go. So everybody, let's highlight 19 for me. Shh, 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 shh. And then let's do 23. I like that one. Shh, 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 shh. And 25. You're welcome. Go ahead with 26 and 27. And then 32, 33. All right. So again, let's make sure you're hearing me. 33, 32, 26, 27, 25, 23, and 19. You're welcome. That's it. 7 problems. All right. Listen, again, I'm narrowing it down because I think it's easy. All right. But some of you guys, if you're just sitting there, you're not participating, it's not going to be so easy. All right. When I give you a test and say no formulas are provided, you've got to know all the trig. You've got to know the hexagon. You got to know all of it. All right. So make sure you're working on it. All right. Good job for today. That was good. All right, Hannah, we miss you, kiddo.
Okay.
Oh, I was trying to be nice, Hannah. Your little girlfriends over there, boy, they were smarting off real good today.
I bet they were.
You're gonna block them now, all right?
Okay.
They're just bad, all right?
They are.
All right, we'll see you soon, kiddo.
Bye. Thank you.
You're welcome.